Do you live in Thailand without drinking? Thailand isn't necessarily the best place to be if you want to take care of your health. Hi guys, welcome back. This is Alpha Omega occasionally, and you're always welcome. Today I'm up in Klong Luang, Pontutini, but I'm about 10 kilometers from where I wanted to shoot this video originally, because for whatever reason people down in the village down there are blaring music from loudspeakers that are about 1.5 meters tall, and I've literally have to come this far. Well, maybe not quite this far. I didn't have to come quite this far, but I had to come a long way to get out of earshot, let's say, of their music. The reason I'm making this video today is to share with you my frustration, total and utter frustration of living here. As you know, if you're a regular viewer to the channel, I'm addressing my health issues, or health issue, which is my high blood pressure. I documented that over the last couple of videos. That wasn't so much of a frustration because I was able to get it done. I was able to address it, or begin to address it, because it's beginning to address it. There's no magic wand for that. But to be able to convey my sentiment, to be able to convey how I feel right now to people, my peers, in other words, the people who I live with, and who there's more music. I don't believe it. Hopefully you can't. The microphone's not picking it up. Look, we're going to move just in case. Anyway, we moved up a bit, but look, I'm just going to share some of my frustration. I'd love to know where I am. I don't know what that means. I've absolutely no idea. I know there are numbers there. Up there. That's 119 something 1. I don't know. There's a lot of numbers there. But you see, it's my fault that I can't read Thai. But you see, this is the isolation. You know, I can't convey how I feel. I can't even convey my true feelings to my wife, because her English is on the floor and my Thai is somewhere below that. Anyway, it's a nice place. I think that's a school. I don't think, no, I'll say that again. I don't think that's a school, but I don't know what it is. Maybe it is, I don't know. Love to know, I just love to know. And looks like paddy fields there. There's paddy fields just beside us here. Paddy fields, look. Isn't that wonderful? Doesn't that look just so serene? Wouldn't you just love to have a park bench here and just sit there? And what's this fella selling? See, I don't know what the hell he's selling. He's coming up the road here. I better move out of his way a bit. Notebook. He's talking about computers. They call laptops notebooks. I don't know what he's selling. So he's selling toys. That's what he's selling. I don't know how they make a profit. I really don't. Whatever they spend in diesel, just driving around all day, and there's nobody here. There's absolutely nobody here. You're in the middle of nowhere. That must be frustrating for them. It's not devoid of people altogether. That's a new house. That's a new build. Looks quite nice. And they've got a lovely view of the paddy field. There's something so wonderful about that because of the rich green hue. And you know, green is a colour that relaxes us. It's a natural colour. Obviously it appears naturally in nature. Do you know, in a cinema, you probably know this, not in the cinema, but in a theatre. I used to work in a theatre years and years ago, 1985 if you want to know. And I used to have to run down to the green room to give the actors their 5-minute call to go on stage, because they'd sit in the green room to relax, because the colour green relaxes you. So you're in that house, you wake up every morning and there's a sea of green. I don't know if the camera is doing it justice. Jesus, that would ease your frustration. And the silence. Do you know, this is wonderful. I don't even know where I am. I know that I'm 10 kilometers from the village of Klong Luang, which is about, 20 kilometres from Rangsit, 25 maybe. And you'd swear you were a million miles away. There's a creature. Hang on, what the hell is that? It could be a cat. If I can get this on camera, lads. It's a dog. It's a little dog. Can you see it? I don't want to walk in there. I can't walk in there. He's nervous. He's walking in the tracks of the tractor. Look. You see him? What a beautiful little thing. Look. Look at him. How about that for a find? God, when they say it's a dog's life, it's a dog's life, lads. Just sitting there content. Or is it a dog? I'm sure it is. There's lots of fellas on YouTube that live in rural Thailand. And you see, the reason I'm frustrated, I'll tell you why I'm frustrated. It's because I'm on blood pressure tablets. And taking blood pressure tablets to lower my blood pressure is only one way, not one way, it's only one component of reducing your blood pressure. The other one is exercise, the other one is diet, and what comes into the category of diet? Booze. And one of the reasons I love being here in rural Thailand at weekends is because I can have a few beers. And while I'm trying to get my blood pressure down, drinking beer would defeat the purpose of taking those tablets. I've lost 3 kilos, by the way. Look down here, look. Someone lives there. This is, just by being here, my frustrations have been eased, or my I don't know, I just feel better. You see, the thing about Thailand is, what I expected when I came here, my expectation was the likes of Pattaya, but I didn't even know what Pattaya was like. Remember, 13 years ago, I don't even think that I consulted YouTube before I came here, because YouTube wasn't back then what it is now. It's not a complete and utter, it's not swamped, is that the right, let's say, is that the, it's not, it wasn't swamped then the way it is now, with oodles of YouTubers churning out absolute, You see, when you're off the drink, does Thailand have the same appeal? Can I live in Thailand without alcohol? I suppose I can. But I associate this place with alcohol. It's true. Drinking a few Leos at a weekend up here, kicking back, it's just exactly what it's all about. Oh my God. I've reached a stage, I tell you lads, I've reached a stage in my life now, over the last week, of being aware of my longevity or lack thereof. And I have to take care of myself if I want to enjoy myself going forward. Another thing, by the way, this is another frustration. That's a dog deterrent. If you're used to the channel, you'll remember when I bought this. That works. That really did. If the dog comes along, you press this, there's an ultrasonic sound, and it's got the strobe light, and they just put their tail between their legs and they off. But it doesn't work on all of them. Apparently if the dog is pregnant, or if it's very well trained, I think, socially trained, I don't think it works. Anyway, that's what's happening to me now. I've started to become aware of my health, and Thailand isn't necessarily the best place to be if you want to take care of your health. That's the thing. Guys, This video has a message. And the message is Thailand isn't the place to be if you want to take care of your health. Yeah, you see, you might think that sounds ridiculous. But, you know, it's labelled as Party City. That's what it's, you know. It's labelled as Nana, Soi 4 and Pattaya, Phuket and the islands and booze and bars and the rest of it, you know. But this kind of thing, there aren't too many people, foreigners or Westerners, that will gravitate to an area like this. Just as a point of note, that's a banana plant, not a banana tree. Bananas aren't fruits, they're berries. And the reason I'm talking about bananas is when you're on blood pressure medication, you shouldn't eat bananas or melons. Is it watermelons or whatever melons? It's melons, I think. And a few other fruits besides. God, you know something? I used to live carefree. Carefree. I never took medication. I had only antibiotics and the normal stuff. But I was never on a course of medication to maintain my existence before. Jesus Christ. I'm getting older. And I don't want to get older. I don't want to get older. I saw a video of Billy Connolly, the Scottish comedian, who is an absolute god. Hang on, I better move this microphone or this thing. Had to move there. Your man's coming down. But I saw a video about Billy Connolly there during the week. He's 80 something. And he's an old man. And fair play to him. But God, I never remember him looking like that. And that's what awaits us. And that's what awaits me in Thailand, you see. That's what awaits me. But you see, as I said, Thailand isn't the place to be if you want to maintain your health. Can you enjoy yourself in Thailand without alcohol? Can you? Can you enjoy yourself in Thailand without going to a bar every now and again? I haven't been to a bar in a good while. And I'm all right. But the booze, Jesus. Will I survive tonight without a Leo? Don't know. I'll tell you one thing what I did. I drank last night. Not much, just as an experiment, taking the tablets. Just to see if I could. And the reason I was doing it is because it's such a big part of my life, living here. So I had 3 gin and tonics. Well, 2.5 at this stage. And I took my blood pressure. I have a blood pressure machine. And it soared. Alcohol increases your blood pressure. I have a very good friend of mine who lives in Australia. You'll know who you are. There's that dog there now. There he is. But you know who you are. And when I was discussing my state of health, he said, how many guys are walking around Pattaya and don't realise that they're living on borrowed time with their high blood pressure? So, someone said, I saw blood pressure is the silent killer, high blood pressure. And it's a bummer. It's an absolute bummer. But I'd rather face managing it now than face managing the consequences of a stroke or heart attack. Fuck it anyway. I'm getting older. And I don't want to. Do you live in Thailand without drinking? I'm sure, obviously, why should that be such an unusual thing? Living in Thailand or living anywhere without drinking. But you see, it's part of my culture. I'm from Ireland. And, you know, there's a stereotypical impression or image of an Irishman. And it's there's a lot of truth to it, to be honest with you. Pubs are part of our culture. They're inbred into us. If you don't go to a pub, if you don't have a local, there's something wrong with you. And the only time how do you know if you're Irish? The only time you don't drink is when you're on antibiotics. The only time you don't drink is when you're on antibiotics. They're playing music over there too. You see, if I went over there now, I'd be very welcome. But to be Leo flowing, you see. So don't blame me for being alcohol dependent on keeping body and soul together. In Thailand, it's very, very hard to get away from it. It's really hard to get away from it. So here we are, back at the hacienda. After my excursion, which I really enjoyed, lads, I can tell you that. I'm going to be moving up here. We're going to be moving up here in a couple of years from now, full time. And how I'm going to manage my time, see, I'll be older then, and I'll probably have to give up the beer altogether, or the gargle, we say gargle in Ireland, altogether. But just how I'm going to manage it, I don't know. I can do it. I'm not an alcoholic, and I say I'm not in denial. I don't need alcohol. But up here, I really enjoy it. I can't just, the ducks are there, the water's there, it's all very good and well. But because of the isolation that you have and not speaking the language fluently, you need something as a form of escape. Well, that's my 5 cents worth. I don't know if you'll agree with me, I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of you that don't drink. I won't say I wish I didn't. I was never always a drinker. I was a smoker. I could give up drink much quicker than I give up a cigarette, but I gave up cigarettes because I had to, and I might have to give up drink because I have to. But whatever, you don't have to do anything. If you want to help support the channel, you can scan the QR code there. And thank you to every single person who has donated to this channel to keep me going. Thank you very much indeed. There's lots more to come. And if you want to help support the channel, scan the QR code or click the link in the description. But whatever you do, if you haven't done so already, click the like button, the share button, subscribe button. Do all those wonderful things. And I'll bring you back another wonderful video very soon. Thanks for joining me. Harry's looking for me. Yes, Harry.